Hello everyone, I'm Farmer Sim and welcome back to Saxlingham. I do hope you're all doing very well and having a brilliant day. So, it's been quite a while since I've been down here on Sax. It's been almost a month, I think, to the day. In fact, I released the last episode of this series a month tomorrow, on the 3rd of November. So yeah, it's been quite a while. Now, those of you who've been keeping up with the channel of late know that I gave myself a bit of a break for a fortnight. Just to, give myself a bit of a reset and figure things out and, plan a bit of a change to the channel, change of content, planning new things, etc., etc. So there are a couple of my series that are going to be coming to an end. I've done that with Iowa Cattle, brought that to an end the other day, published the last episode of that, and I'm going to be doing the same with Etruria as well. But this series here on Saxlingham, I'm going to try my best to keep that going for a little bit longer because I do really enjoy it. I've got to say, I love a good UK map, and Saxlingham has been like the UK map of the moment, hasn't it, for quite a while now. And of course, unique to this save, I have my incredible farm here built by my good mate Kim. I just can't get enough of, which is so yeah, I want to keep going with this series for a little bit longer. We've still got plenty to do. It's taken me a bit of a while to remind myself and familiarise myself with where we're up to with this series. Obviously spending a month away from a series when you've got a few other things running in the background as well. As I kind of opened this up and I was like, right, okay, what have I got to do? I've had to remind myself what I did in the last episode. What I have actually done in between episodes is I've actually spent a bit of time just sorting a few things out. As you've just seen, I've just dropped the lime spreader off there, and in between episodes I got a little bit more cultivation done and ran the lime spreader and sorted out the pH levels of a few of the fields. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in the New Holland because I have also purchased a corn/sunflower header for our Dominator harvester, because we have our sunflowers to harvest right now. That is what field is that? Gotta remind myself what field it is. Goodness me, I think it's 39, is it? 39, yeah, this one here. Let's go into our growth menu. There we go, yeah, so field 39 is sunflowers and they are ready to go. We are now in November, so that is the main job of today. Well, like I say, yeah, I've done a few things off camera, a little bit of work just to get myself up to the right spot, which is here, and then I'm just gonna, I suppose it's mainly for my purposes really, because if there's those of you who are watching the series episode after episode, it'll just be the next episode, as it were. But for me, like I say, it's been like a month or so, so I need to just familiarize myself with what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna pop auto drive on there very quickly, send us off to the dealership so that I can talk and drive at the same time. So let's jump into the map PDA. And like I said, mainly for my benefit, really just remind myself where we're up to. So we've got quite a bit of land on the farm. As you can see, we've got the grass fields are at stage 3 of 4. So we're not going to be touching any of those right now. If I remember correctly, the grass, because we're in November, once we hit December, I think it's still going to remain at growth stage 3, because obviously it's winter. I think that's the case anyway. So the next cut of grass is going to be, March next year when we get out of winter. So they're just going to stay as they are for now. If they are at growth stage 4 as we hit December, then obviously I'll jump on it. But we do have a little bit of grass to fall back on. The cows are all good at the minute. The cows, the animals, the pigs, the sheep, everyone's fed and watered and all that, so they're all good. But crop plan-wise and what we've got going, as you can see, we have a stubble tillage texture finish in field 16, which is one of our latest acquisitions of fields. That was a grass field. I'm going to be turning that to potatoes. We're going to be planting those in March or April next year. That is going to be a cash crop because as you can see here, we've got huge quantities of potatoes in the potato barn that is going towards the root crop side of the pig food. Field 42 up here at the north of the map, a relatively sizable field. We're going to be planting sorghum in this field. We did do the cultivation of this field in the last episode, relatively late at night if I remember correctly. We're going to be drilling sorghum in here again in April, May next year. That is base food for the pigs. Most of what we have here on the farm is focused on the pigs because pigs are even though they've been around in the game for a very, very long time, it's not something I've done a huge amount of, and this is the biggest side of it I've ever done in the game here on Saxlingham, is running quite a lot of pigs. So yeah, field 42, that's going to be sorghum. Field 41 here, we drilled that with wheat a couple of episodes ago. This is planted, drilled, done. This is for the grain side of the pigs. and we're going to be harvesting this. This is going to be mid to late next year, so that's all good for now. Field 40 here is a field of grass. This was at the very beginning of the series, if I remember correctly. This was a field of potatoes, and we've obviously done our work in here, and we planted an extra field of grass in here. Field 46 that I've just driven out of here with the lime spreader, this was soybeans, and we're going to be turning this to sunflowers, again planting April, May next year. This is the protein side of the pigs. Field 37 down here, which was our massive sugar beet harvest that we did a good few episodes ago. We did pretty well out of that. I've ran the cultivator in here. I think I did this in between episodes. And field 37, this is going to be canola, and it's going to be a cash crop as well. Now, canola does count towards pig food if we want it to. It can go towards the protein side, but also soybeans and sunflowers do count towards them as well. We do, like I just said, we've got the sunflowers to harvest in field 39 here. We do have a little bit of sunflowers and soybeans in our silo, so quantity-wise, when it comes to sorting some canola out, if we do need to keep some of this canola aside for the pigs, then we can do, but it's nice just to have that backup and that option of a quantity of food for the pigs. So if I jump into time saving stock check, I'll just show you where we're up to. So running from the top, we've got 106,000 or just under 107,000 litres of barley. Again, this is all pig food. The barley is part of the grain side of the pig food. We've got 181,000 litres of corn. Again, pig food. This is for the base side of the pig food. We've got 145,000 and almost 146,000 litres of grass in bale form stowed away in the bale storage, and the animals are relatively well topped up with food. Of course, our cows take 100% productivity and health from grass on this save. I've amended the feed ratios, so they get 100% from grass. Going down a little bit further, where are we now? We've got just under 30,000 litres of soybeans in the silo that we took out of the field that I've just come out of there, field 46, I think it was. We've got a relatively meagre amount of sunflowers, again, that we started off with, and we've got pretty much about the same amount of wheat as well in the silo. So, of course, we've got a field of wheat that we're going to be harvesting next year. We're going to be harvesting the sunflowers now very shortly, and we've got a little bit of soybeans, and, of course, we're going to be drilling our own field of soybeans next year as well. So, yeah, there we go. Oh, goodness me, there we go. What we're doing here. Traffic. Plagued by traffic. Goodness me. Right, let's... Why have you turned the engine off as well? Don't need that. Let's just pull back here. Don't think there's anyone behind me. There we go. Why am I on this side of the road as well? The auto drive course is set up perfectly for an English course, but I suppose it is a one lane. I don't know. I've got to wait for all of you now, haven't we? Come on, you lot. This is far too familiar to what I'm used to with UK traffic. It's just trying to pull out of a junction takes forever. Round here it does anyway. Right, there we go. Never mind auto drive, I'll do this myself, shall I? So yeah, anyway, I have purchased a very nice corn header, part of Mark Thor's Ford Dominator pack. So we've got that down here at the dealership. So we can get this sorted out here. There we go. And of course, I have mentioned this over on my last Iowa cattle episode, but manual attach is back, and I'm so happy. I really am. Absolutely brilliant. I've missed this mod so much, and I did mention it in the Iowa cattle episode actually, but it's incredible how muscle memory stays with you. I'm describing it as muscle memory. There's a little bit of brain memory as well, I guess, but obviously we've not had manual attach now for the entirety of where we're up to with Farm Sim 25. We're almost at a year now of the first year of Farm Sim 25, and as soon as manual attach came back, it was like it had never gone. You know, as soon as it was back and it was installed and I had it running, I've not had to adapt and remember to have to use it. It's just been there, and it, you know, like I say, the muscle memory of getting out of cab and manually connecting the machinery up to the tractors and trailers and all that kind of stuff. I didn't lose it, and it was just great. It really is. So I do really appreciate there's that little bit of realism, that little extra bit of the realism factor that manual attach does bring to the game. It's awesome. It really is. So yeah, that's field 16 we're just passing here on our right. That was a big grass field that we harvested, and like I say, we're going to be drilling some potatoes in that because we do have the potato equipment to run on the farm. It's not something we've used the potato harvester, obviously, to harvest our vast quantities of potatoes, but I've not used the planter yet, so we're going to be doing that, and then we'll be doing that March and April next year. It's going to be a cash crop, so I'm going to be looking forward to seeing what we can get out of that. But yeah, like I said before, you know, I've decided to take on some new projects. Of course, I've got the new roleplay Scottish series, Bellsmire Main's A Kinlaig Story, set on the Kinlaig map. Of course, I'm really enjoying that, and I've got to say I'm really grateful to all of you for giving it such a wonderful reception. Quite a lot of you do seem to be enjoying that series so far, so I'm really grateful. But yeah, it was I just knew I needed to take a new approach and do a couple of new things, because I felt I'd been, one of the reasons why I took that fortnight break was because I just felt like I was stuck in a rut and just doing the same thing episode after episode, series after series, whether it was on here or on Iowa Cattle or on Etruria or anything like that. It was just, I just felt like I was doing the same thing, so I needed to, for the purposes of the channel and for obviously keeping you guys interested in the content that I create, it was very important. I felt that I should change things up a bit, throw a few new things into the mix. So finished off Iowa Cattle. We did very well on that series, actually. And you know what? While I've just driven all the way here, you get lost in conversation or just nattering away, don't you? I've driven all the way here, but there's no point in driving here. I need to go to the field, don't I? I was just focusing on what I was saying, and for some reason in my mind I was like, yep, we need to go back to the farm, but we don't. I'm just going to need to take this to the sunflower field and get that ready, and then we can drop that off, come back here and get the hitch up one of the trailers. I think I'm just going to run one tractor and trailer in support of the combine harvester. I don't think I need to run two, because it's not a particularly big field. I think the yields could be alright. I think this is obviously a field that we started off with the series, so I haven't done any prep work in here. This has just been what the game gave us, so I don't think the pH values and nitrogen values are as good as they can be, but we shall see. I'll remind myself of that, actually, but this is the way we need to go. I have missed Saxlingham, though, I've got to say. It is a beautiful, beautiful map. One of the best, I think, that we've got at the moment for UK maps. It really is a very, very special map. So I think here is as good as any, just to leave the header. But yeah, let's just remind myself of where we're up to with that. Didn't realise my heads-up display was turned off, actually. There we go. Turn time back on again. So where are we up to? Yeah, pH values are bad, nitrogen values are bad, expected yield 96%. So they could be good, they could be much better, of course, but like I said, this is where the game gave us the field. So it is what it is. We will just take what we get from it. That's all we can do. So back to the farm. Sort out the harvester, sort out a tractor and trailer. I think we'll just stick with this New Holland, hitch up one of the Richard Westerns, and that can run supporting the combine harvester, get the sunflowers into the silo. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, I just, you know, I wanted to tackle something new. So Iowa Cattle's finished off now. Like I said, yeah, I started to say it, didn't before. We did really quite well off that. I did my first cotton harvest on there, and that was really, really lucrative, and I'm a little bit frustrated with myself that I've left it this long to sample harvesting cotton for the first time. We did very, very well out of it. Admittedly, the economic difficulty was set to normal, which was actually a mistake on my part. I had wrongfully assumed that it was set to hard, but either way, we did very well. Oh, there we go. And maybe that's a little bit of a glitch potentially with this new version of manual attach, but now and again you do get that where if you reverse up close enough to the hitch, it will automatically hitch itself up, and that's not even having to press a button like you would ordinarily do without manual attach. It just joins itself up, so you are left with connecting up the PTO and the hoses if need be. So, right. Let's set this thing off on its way, and then we can wander around and get ourselves the combine harvester. So where do we want? We want field 39. There we go. Let's send you off on your way. Nice. And we shall go and get the combine. So, I'll go do this now. Just going to have a bit of a wander around here. Grab the combine harvester, and then we're going to go and make a start in our sunflowers. There we go. On the way in the combine now. It's good to be back in this thing. It really is. This is probably my favourite combine harvester that we currently have in the game for Farming Simulator 25. The Class 4 Dominator pack by Mark Thor. Yeah, it's an absolute gorgeous thing. It really is. It has recently made its way to the mod hub as well, so it's all there for you if you want it. I highly recommend you do. It's a proper cool thing. It's had a bit of the Mark Thor touch as well, with added flair to it. It's got a few nice features to it. Supports the real GPS mod there, as you can see in front of me on the little screen, which shows the map PDA, which is pretty cool. So now I think this does support the manual attach as well, so I need to jump out, not get hit on the head by the steps as they come down. Connect up the PTO. That's all good. There we are. Now we need to unfold. Now this is, of the 2 corn headers that this machine comes with, the pack comes with, it's this is the bigger of the 2 at 6 meters. So yeah, let me just turn this on. We will keep the straw swath on, of course. We do have Yoss Modding's extended straw crop harvest mod running, so we will get some straw off of this as well, which is great. I think we're all right for straw, actually. Let me just remind myself where we're up to in here. We've got tons of straw. Yeah, almost 1.2 million litres of the stuff. So yeah, we're all right for straw. Right then, so 10 past 10 in the morning. It's a little bit cloudy, but the sun's on its way in a little bit. But it's a lovely time now to start the sunflower harvest. Like I said before, the yields aren't going to be great, but they are what they are. We've got to take what we can get. So, let's get cracking. Stick some tunes on, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, just getting on for the final headland now. I've run 4 headlands on this courseplay course. Decided to do that. Whether that was one too many or not, I'm not too sure. But either way, we're not doing too bad out of it. We're currently at just under 12,500 litres in the hopper behind us. Now, this is one of the things I do really, really like about this particular harvester. It does have the option for an adjustable capacity, so you can have it 10,000, 20,000, or even up to a massive 30,000, which, yeah, it's quite a lot, I get that, but that's one of the reasons why I do really, really like it. It's much cheaper than the really big, expensive modern stuff, I get that, but just this one that I've got here is kitted out with a 20,000 litre capacity, so as you can see there, 64% full, just under 13,000 litres, but the yields they're not too bad. If we jump into the yield map and have a look, so we've actually got, where do we start? So we're not as low as 80%, so we've got a couple of patches of 85s, quite a bit of 90s, bit of 95, we've even got 100 there, so yeah, it's not too bad. So things are looking okay, considering it was a completely unprepped field. So let's just crack on. Not got too much longer now to get this done. I don't think it'll take much more than 30-40 minutes now to get this sorted. So I'll pick you up when the job's done.
Too late.
Right, there we go. Job done. There's the last of it on its way to the silo now. In the tractor. But yeah, we've not done bad out of that. And one of these mods that I wanted to showcase to you, it's been around for a while now, but I'm not too sure if I've actually mentioned that I run it on this save, is a mod called Yield Tracker. And it does exactly what it says on the tin. Tracks your yield. Now, like I say, I've had it running on here for a bit, but it's a really, really cool mod. Now, as you can see, it goes back. It says here it goes back to the last 20 years. You can filter it to show all fields that you're on the map that you're currently playing on, or just your own fields, which is what I've got it down to here. But for example here, we've just worked in field 39, and quite simply, it tells us that we've got out of the field 32,641 litres, which is absolutely brilliant. And you can go right back. The only crop that it doesn't seem to support for some reason, and I have no answer for why, is sugar beets. Now, I couldn't, obviously, I'd have really liked to have seen the yield that we got from the sugar beet field all that time ago. But for example, if remind myself which field it was in the PDA, but our potato field, for example, which originally was field 40 here. So if we go to the yield tracker, select field 40, and you select potatoes, we can see that we got 719,341 litres of potatoes from that field, and that's what we have sitting over in the potato shed. It's just a really handy mod, I feel. So you can literally, you can filter it down for whatever crops that you've had in whatever field. If we go to field 42, for example, which when we started off that had corn in it, we can see that we got 177,484 litres, and that was ages ago. So to be able to have all this information at hand from a mod is really, really cool. So historically, you can go back for 20 odd years in your particular save game and see what you got from a field at any particular time, and it'll split them for the different harvests as well. So if we did another corn harvest in this field of corn, we'd see the difference. We'd see it's just really, really good. It really is. So we can see from field 39 and the sunflowers 32,641. But if we did have a little bit left in the silo, we've currently got 32,415. Obviously that trailer's just on its way. It's pig food, of course, so it doesn't matter what it's worth, but currently what's in the silo is £26,178 worth at maximum value. There's still a few litres left to go in the trailer that's on its way there. So now I need to tidy things up. Let's just disconnect that PTO there. Very good. And disconnect the header, and we'll get all this tidied up now. Back to the farm, and the next job I want to do is get the straw picked up. Get all that baled up, at least anyway. Run the baler and get things sorted out there. So let's drop that off there. Oh dear, oh dear. Not done a very good job there, have I? Will it still recognise it? Nope. Made a right dog's dinner of that one, haven't I? So let's see. Or has it actually hooked up to the header trailer? I think it has, hasn't it? Mess. Right, yeah, I'll sort this out. So I'll tidy all this lot up, and I'll see you back at the yard very, very soon. We'll be grabbing the baler and coming to pick up this straw. Right then, let's go get this straw sorted out. So I've got the Vulture over in back at field 39 running the baler as we speak, and I have got Mark Thor's, again, another wonderful mod from Mark Thor, his Anderson Group better bale stackers that just work that little bit better and a little bit quicker. So we're going to run along behind it because it's the Vulture is currently running the courseplay course that the Harvester is on, so technically for doing bales it's kind of doing it the wrong way around. It's doing the headlands first and then the up and down rows, so there's going to be no doubt at some point a handful of bales, or one or two at least, that are going to get in its way when it needs to turn around. So we're going to follow behind and try and get them picked up, at least on the headlands anyway, so that there's nothing for the Vulture to bump into. Get all this baling done, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell them, because I don't need to worry too much about straw. We've got 1.2 million litres in bale form over in the shed, so let's get that dropped down. See how quickly that thing just drops down then. So yeah, we're going to get all this done. Again, I think I'll throw this together in some kind of maybe time-lapse montage or something, we'll see. But we'll get it all done, and we're going to take him over to the animal dealer bale sell point here on the map, which is in the top east corner of the map, the northeast corner. Get a bit of money in it in the bank. May as well claw back a little bit from spend that I made on the lime and the corn header and the header trailer. We're no doubt not. We're not going to make that much back from it, but we may as well get something back into the bank. We're nowhere near destitute, of course. Currently sat at 335,000 quid in the bank, so that's great. But yeah, I kind of figured we'd just get this done, get this field emptied, and then the next job will obviously be to run the cultivator in here before getting it ready for drilling time next year, which we'll be putting soybeans in here in April or May, sorry. So we'll crack on with this for a bit. It shouldn't take too long, maybe 30-40 minutes. Not too sure what we'll get bale wise off it, but we'll no doubt get at least one of these full. We'll see. So let's jump. I've got all the other vehicles on park at the minute, so I can just literally flick between the Vulture and the New Holland. So I'll throw this together into some kind of time-lapse montage, and I'll see you in a bit. Right then, there we go. Didn't get a huge amount of money from those bales really, £7,308 in total, and we almost had a full trailer load, which was nice. I didn't have to come back for the odd one or two stragglers at the end there, so that was nice as well. But that's one good job well done. The sunflowers are out the field and in the silo, and the straw's baled up and in the bank account, I suppose, from now, so that's all good. But I must admit, it's really nice to be back here on Saxlingham after such a long time, pretty much a month or so. It is nice to be back here and doing a bit more on here. I've missed the place, to be honest. Looking forward to getting my teeth back into a little bit more work. Why do they stop there? And he's beeping at me as well. I'm not exactly encroaching on his side of the road, am I? Deary me. Anyway, so job done. Dead happy with that. But I think I am going to call it here for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for watching. I really do hope you have enjoyed the video and found it a little bit of fun. If you're new to the channel and you've enjoyed the episode and you like the way I'm doing things, please consider hitting that subscribe button and jumping on board, joining the channel. Please hit the like button too, as it does do wonders. It helps the YouTube algorithm do its thing. And if you like the idea of supporting the channel, there are a couple of ways you can do that. There is my Giants Partner promo code, if any of you are looking to purchase Farming Simulator 25 or any of its add-ons or DLCs. There is coffee.com if you'd like to buy me a coffee. And there is also my G-Portal affiliate link if any of you are looking to purchase a multiplayer server to play with your mates. All the links to these will be in the video description below. And as always, any help and support there would be massively appreciated. So, Thank you very much for your time again, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.